Okay, in our last video we talked about how we're going to create the ePortfolio. In this one we'll talk about how to make additions, make changes, and to share it. So again, from the Blackboard course, you're going to change to the My Virtual Content tab, and you'll click on the My ePortfolios tab to list, and here you'll click on My Portfolios. And here's the portfolio I made in the first tutorial. And as a reminder, here's how it came out, right? With the blue background here, the red, orange text, and this is the welcome page that it always arrives at. So we're going to click on Modify because we're going to make some changes to this, and you have several choices you're going to use. The first one we're going to do is modify the properties. And here you can change the title of it, you can change the description of it. For fun, let's just change it to buttons instead of text. And you get some choices here, and let's stick with the, you can change it to keep that UTB theme of the blue-orange. Or you can go to patterns, and you get a lot of choices here. Some of them don't work, or don't work well. And obviously you can go through these and just find something you like. You can change the edges here. You see this has some rounded corners. This is completely rectangular, and this has completely rounded edges. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that it's sharing with others. This is where you can change the portfolio availability and whether there's comments allowed. Change it to private also, and submit. And now if we go back and look at this, you can see now we have these buttons with whatever I had chosen as the button contact. Okay, so let's hit modify again, and this time to modify the content. And here's all the buttons we had, you saw on the side here. You can add content. Again, this is anything you've uploaded into the virtual hard drive you could link to, but we haven't done that yet. So if you have an external link, again, for instance, if you've created a weblog or a blog that you write to, and some of our ACP modules, we do this. We have them create a online journal reflections that they link to. You could link to it there, or you can create an item. Like these are items that we've created here. Let's do that. And if I create a blank item, so here's all those templates we had before that we've chosen from, but if we keep it as a blank item and submit, again, you want to name it that's going to be on the button, and it's always good to keep a short name for the button. For instance, here's one I created. This menu is way too long. But down here, you can add anything you want. You could cut and paste from Word. You could type in, just whatever you want, and you could use the formatting here to center and make bold, like if that's the header for it. You could insert pictures, things like that here. Okay, and then submit. Okay, so this has added this here down at the bottom. Now it could be that I think this should be the second button on our list of buttons. So I can click here and choose number 2, and you can see that moves that up to 2. If I think this website link should be last, I'd move it down to 7, and now that website link is on the bottom. Okay, so click OK, and OK, and now when I click on here, and you can see that because I named this too long, it doesn't fit on that button. So that's why it's important that you keep short names for that menu item. But I click here, and you can see how that shows up, and how you'll be able to add pictures to it, whatever you want to put on here. Click on the tab to go back to Blackboard. Click on Modify again. Okay, in order to share this portfolio with others, we'll need to change the availability. Make it available to others, to be shared with others. comments we can leave shared. Okay, now when we go to share the portfolio, if we want to share with users within Blackboard, if you know the username, which probably not, that's the UTB ID number, where it starts with your first and last initials and then has the 7 digits. If you click on Browse, you see it opens everybody. We want to search for someone. Let's say you want to search for Dr. Carmen. If you know her first name, click on first name. You can have contains instead of exact match, because exact match often, if you if you don't capitalize correctly, or if it has some other information in there that, like a dash or something, it may not find it. So click search, and this will give you everyone whose first name is Carmen. If you come here, you can see this is the instructor, and then submit, and see now it adds that as a username. This is the email you want to send, and it will send a link to Dr. Carmen that you're sharing this with them. And here it automatically gives some directions on how the recipient should follow to receive it. Okay? I'm going to hit cancel instead of submit to send it. If I want to share with an external user, say you have this all set up and you want to send this to a potential employer, this one you would have to have their email address and type in the email address as you normally would. Again, it automatically sets up information, and it'll give them a URL to click on to view your portfolio, which would be they would see something like this, right? However, you can set it up for a password so that only they could see it, and then you send a password separate email. You can choose to include the password in the email. I'm not sure what that's for, because if you want security of a password, you wouldn't necessarily include it in the email. You can also set an expiration date that they can view it for a week, for instance, or 2 weeks if you want to change it to for 2 weeks, and then they can no longer view it. And then submit. The other ones, you can manage comments. It says if you just want to remove or delete comments. You could check the links, and that's if you have several links set up on pages in your portfolio, checking links will automatically go through and make sure they're all still valid. Like after a year has gone by, sometimes links break, and this would tell you if something's working or not. Or you can download your portfolio to save it, which is always a good idea. Okay, if you have any questions, as always, give us a call.